Hello, here is an Osaka League game that Black won by resignation, killing a big dragon in the top and towards the end another small dragon on the right side, but it didn't matter anymore. Anyway, before we get into the review from the beginning, let's have a quick look at the life and death situation on the right side. So at this stage, when Black plays R12, threatening the throw-in at S11, White has two options to leave. One is to play S11 himself, so this is already a living shape, this kind of L for inside liberties. The thing is, when Black approaches R15, he's threatening Atari, so obviously White needs a move here or a move here, create a twice. Now, if Black plays this kind of move, White will just create the eye. If Black plays here, White plays Atari, and Atari from the outside. Those are the two eyes. There's another way to leave. White can play T13. So now there's a clear eye at S13 and another one is coming at T12. If throw in, White takes, when Atari connect. There are the two eyes. And a few moves earlier, White could also make it a pretty clean life by playing just E11. There is no way to force the eyes because when Black here, White will connect, and when Black approaches this, White blocks. So there's an eye with 3 points and another one inside, 4 points life. So this group shouldn't really die. I mean, even here, for example, White can give up that stone and just play this move. It's clear that there's going to be an eye around here, eye around here. So dying on the right side was just a bonus for Black, but already killing the top dragon, that's really too much. And well, uh, White killed the left side, but it's not enough territory. I mean, even if this looks huge, the top dragon looks twice bigger. So that's the most critical moment of the game. Actually, White can live there, and interesting to see that White had a pretty good start this game. So let's check it out from early stages. So far, everything is normal, very basic Fuseki, classic Joseki top left corner, obviously. Very good for White to approach this corner because it prevents the Shimari. Well, in the beginning, already here, Black can think about just taking the Shimari 03, 04, but it's just a matter of style or taste. So absolutely fine what happened here so far. Then Black plays an aggressive approach. Usually Black will just defend here at Q5, White extends and the game goes on. Oops, that's a misclick. I wanted the side corner approach. But here, White did very well. So put pressure first in order to create a little wall or influence. That's very good. And now pincer. This pincer is the most popular pincer, a tight one, against f3. But in this case, White can also think about j3 or even k3 or k4, because these pincers are more related to the formation in the lower side. So in a way, it makes the wall a bit more effective. So if we have j3 and we play the same Joseki like in the actual game, Black goes sun, sun, and you simply separate, and you don't have to play f2 all the time. f2 is played with h3, here just connect solid, then Black extends. So this is a basic Joseki. Now the extension is pretty much at the right distance to the left and right, this j3. So next, White can play this kind of move to expand the moyo and threaten the attach or the kick at r8. Also for White it's interesting to push again or to play a keima here, threatening to reduce the left side but also expand the moyo. So maybe on the left side it's good to play the push, because when you play the keima, Black is not always going to answer. So Black will nobi and then keima here. Or another way to expand the moyo is to go, for example, Ogema like this and try to set up the box, because this Ogema prevents Black from playing the shoulder hit. All of a sudden you have this kind of nice box on the bottom side. Therefore, it's something to think about in the future, how to choose Josekis in order to relate to the other stones on the board and make it more efficient in the whole board position. Anyway, this is fine. I mean, HT pincer was natural too. And the classic Joseki, actually the modern one with f2, so far so good. Then White is center. So White invades Sansan. Now here White can already debate other moves. So pushing here once, it's still okay. Also the keima like this or push along couple of times. This kind of Joseki is good too, because you get to play all these forcing moves. Then the no Setsuji. There is already an extension at h3. You can also push here, but in order to increase the moyo, it's good to play a move like k4 or a move like this in order to prevent black's reducing move on the bottom side. So this will build a big box for white on the bottom. Obviously, black also has left and right potential, but white got the top left corner, Komi, so it's a very balanced game. But white decided Sun evasion, which is most of the time okay. Push here first, okay, that's a move that black has to respond, it's hard to ignore. Then continue in the top left, this is fine. So actually, white looks pretty good here. Shoulder hit, very nice to block this way. Then Nobi, it's slightly better to play the wedge. Well, pretty much the same thing, but with the wedge you create two cutting points. So now black is usually inclined to defend the cut on the outside, the cut above, not the one under. But of course he can also play some artistic move like a Keima or Keima this way. But anyway, white doesn't have to worry about this area anymore. Just push on the right side or play Keima, because this will limit black's expansion on the right side. And also it's good to come into the center, because at some point you might attack the bottom stones, which are still kind of thin. So Nobi, when you play Nobi, it's similar to this. Black goes up, Nobi, white pushes again, and black Nobi one more time, and then Keima. But black wanted to speed up, that's why he played a one space jump. So in this case, it's more natural to play the wedge and connect, because now he has to do something. He plays away, immediately cut here. So otherwise we are back to this, but it's very good to play Keima K2. And actually it's also possible to ignore this Keima because the group is already safe. So for example, if white plays here and black goes down to prevent the slide at K2, white plays the attach one time in Sente and then extends on the bottom side. So this wall of 4 stones, it doesn't really make a base. It's true that black can turn here once, but this doesn't really affect white stones in the lower area because it's already a living group. So this kind of Keima, generally it's very good and important, but sometimes you can ignore and play other things more urgent on the board, especially here where the group in the lower left wasn't really affected. But anyway, black jumps out, which is good. So now white comes from the top. Well, that's a big point, but I would still play something here, because this kind of move separates the group in the middle from the groups on the right side, and also you dive into the center, reduce that right side, so you keep black's moyo in check a little bit. Anyway, this Kosumi, it's pretty good. So black wants to expand the right side. Now white invades. This invasion is quite fancy, but the way to do it on the right side is more interesting to play Q12. Because if you think about it, for black to extend on the right side, black would like to go around here. Just extend 3 space from that wall. So that looks like the right invasion. I mean, black is not going to play a move like S14, obviously. And the thing about S14 being fancy, black can play Kosumitsuke here. Or he can start with Hane in the corner and then Kosumitsuke. Now, if you want to do something on the right side to continue and set up a base, you gotta extend around here. Then black can push once, Hane in the corner, threatening the group in the top side, and then just cover. So black gets eye shape easily with these moves, and the invasion point, I mean, white stones are still under pressure, so white needs to jump out. So instead of doing all this sophisticated invasion, you just play the simple move of Q12, and now if black plays Hane this and this, you can approach R9. So it's much easier to fix a base on the right side. Now let's see how it develops. So the invasion, black went down. If black just goes down like this, it's a little bit heavy. So obviously for black, it's more interesting to play Kosumitsuke or to Hane in the corner and then attach. If white plays Atari, black can cover, and now there's a lot of pressure on that white stone. So the invasion is not that successful for white anymore. But playing like this, black is a little bit heavy. White's move is very good. This R11, it's a right move to create a base. Then Kosumitsuke here, fine. This seems a little bit cautious. White should play Hane first, in center, and then either a one space jump to expand the I space more, or to play an approach here at S8, which is threatening push and cut. So on this move, black will just block and then go back to R9. So this way, white has more living space on the right side, therefore we'll never really worry about that group. Well, even at the end, white could leave, but right now it's a much more comfortable base. So this move, it's a little bit too chicken style. I mean, too cautious. So Kosumitsuke here, Hane. In this case, I would play the safer way. So just Q4, black defense, and then make a shape. Everything is safe. Or before you make a shape to connect, you can still jump here, which is threatening push and cut. So that's a center exchange, and then defend. This Hane, maybe it's a little bit of wishful thinking, hoping that black will block, then Atari, connect, and then make nice shape. But black sometimes, yeah, will fight back with the cut. Because in this position, white's options are to play Atari cut or to extend back here. Playing Atari like it happened in the game, it's actually a turning point in the Fuseki, because now white has a weak position on the bottom and those two stones are already discarded. So it's more interesting to play Atari here and then extend to the left. Normally you would like to play Atari like this and keep going, but the ladders are broken. So just Atari, extend, that creates a Magi. And now if black wants to capture 3 stones, you can give them because the bottom side it's already safe. But this move is not going to be sent anymore. But it doesn't even matter. I mean, you don't want to come out here because the shape is quite terrible if black squeezes like this. But black can also come out and fight, so it can be troublesome. You better just give them up like this and come into the center with the group from the right. Because when you come into the center, this group is also in danger for black. So cut where you can cut. And even if you sacrifice the stone, oops, like this, I mean, it keeps black busy a little bit. So it's interesting to consider that cut first. Now it's a bit tricky because there are 2 cutting points. So if you go here, black will take the corner. If you defend the corner somehow like this, black will cover and there's a lot of pressure. So this way, black starts to build a lot in the center. You give up the 2 stones quite large and this is low. So now black starts to look good. And the way to protect here maybe, yeah, it's tough. Yeah, no B is good actually. So black cuts and then white plays away. Well, playing that move is nice too because you can increase the top, but the group on the right side is quite thin. So Keima here would be interesting because even if black plays something like this, it's quite natural for white to increase the top side while attacking that group. So for example, all of a sudden here, white makes a lot of territory. This black prospect in the future, I mean in the center, is not so amazing because of the Keima, and the group on the right side, it also looks safe for white. So jump, black jumps Keima, and now white should really do something about this group. It starts to be dangerous. Play a Hane first and then a one space jump, and it's safe. Well, the one space jump is not going to be Sente in this case. Probably black will put some pressure here, but it's important. That's pretty good. Yeah, black will try to take away the profit on the bottom. But for black, even if he extends here, white will play another move like this or like this. The territory on the bottom is not that much or not that impressive. Then black can reduce the top. So black comes inside, some Ataris, this fine push. The way to connect here is not that Kosumi, but the other one, the Keima here. Because if black pushes through, you just play here. On this move, you can block. If he cuts, no problem. You just take the stone all the way down. So playing M2 keeps everything connected, but before you do that, you should push a couple of times here. Well, this pushes happened anyway, but still, the way to connect is this move. So like this, you will never lose the M5 group later in the game. Anyway, when you play N2, you're not really connected and you also don't have ice. I mean, when black plays here, the group still needs some eye shape. And when you play this one, it's mostly one eye because, well, black can play here and kill. But the group has to be surrounded first. So let's say this happens and then, yeah, white can play, sorry, this move, then this one, then this one. It's alive but super painful. So black puts pressure in the top, shoulder hit. Again, white can play the wedge. And now black has to decide which cuts to protect and how. So it's good to create two cutting points. What happens here, black can play this move, threatening the cut in the corner and then wedge. And now black will cut up or down. So that's a problem for white. So black erases the top, white has those two stones flying in the middle. Like this, white can still wedge. Oops. Atari from the outside. Oh. And connect. And there are cuts again. So this way, black obviously will play here. And now when you push, maybe he doesn't care so much anymore. That's why you gotta start with a wedge. Okay, these pushes are good. This jump here doesn't really affect the left side. But it's a good idea, yeah, to enter into the moyo and maybe look for a cut around here next. Let's see how that develops. Jump in the corner. Yeah, well, it's not really center. White doesn't have to play here. White can play this move, push this, cover, block, block, connect. Then if black plays here, can play Kosumitsuke, see how black connects, and then just extend in the top. So now the group in the top is safe. Looks like it's making some territory, but the group on the right side is still in danger. I mean, black can play this vital point and then this kind of move. Now he can go for a kill. Not the way it happened in the game with a push. Anyway, pushing S17, it's a bit slack. So obviously this group in the top right is losing the eye shape in the corner. So in order to make eyes, it's more natural to extend to the left. Also, because if black plays here and here, threatening two stones, white can continue on the left side with this move and connect underneath. So there are more points like this than saving two stones in the corner. So that's how everything went downhill in the top area for white. So block, Atari, now the eyes are missing. Yeah, black, it's clearly attacking this group. So now white should switch direction here. Black has to go back something like this, and now you have a Tesuji, this kind of move, and then a bump, and then jump out, or play this move. So there's an eye around here, and another eye around here, plus white can come out into the center. So jump again. Another way to make some eye shape is to play Tsuke, and then either go up or pull back. Let's say we go up. If black plays here to take away the eye shape, you can block, even if it's an empty triangle, because there's a cutting point. So he needs to protect. Then you play Hane, continue with Hane, and those are the eye shape around here and around here. Plus the group is still out in the middle. So jump along. But there was a Tesuji to leave actually. It was good. Instead of Hane here, it's more interesting to push like this. And then when black connects, this move becomes center, but we don't need it. Jump here or attach. So this. Now jump finally, that's good. Yeah, and in this position, when black plays the Keima instead of a one space jump, white can profit and sacrifice by cutting Keima at the waist. Then when black cuts through, you just cut one time. The idea with this sacrifice is to get the Atari from the outside. So when black goes here, you play Atari. If he connects or he takes, you just go down. So sacrificing that stone automatically gives one eye in the center, and then it's easy to also make the eye in the top. Plus you have the Q19 move. So even if you don't make the eye in the center, so let's say it goes like this, then here, then here, then this way. So now you play this move, which is an eye in the top and another eye can come. And let's say the eye in the middle disappears somehow. White has the option to play, well, white can just play here. But also in the top, it's interesting to play throw in, then block. Because if black doesn't answer, there's a call kill everything. So black has to play here, and then white can create the two eyes, this and this. So what it's important to remember from this combination is to try the Tsuke and the cut. And then Atari from behind, or on this kind of move, the bump, it's actually risky for black because white can go down. And there are not enough liberties. I mean, if this happens, how is the shit? Puck. Oh, I might have misread a bit. Okay, before we do that, this pushes center to kill the top right. So black plays here and then go down. Because on this move you cover, on this move you block, Atari connect, and there are two liberties. Yeah, so black cannot really resist. Because if black plays here, you play this one. If black plays here, you capture two stones. So the only option for black is to take the stone and then Atari from behind and go down. Or you have Atari here and pull back. So it's easy to make I shape there. This push here didn't really help. Yeah, so once you play this one, the RG is gone. So the combination once again got came at the waist. So that's how the top group will survive. Now it's still kinda alive. Black doesn't need G18, the group it's alive anyway. I mean, black can peep here, and if white goes like this, answer. If white goes here, you block as black, so it's alive. And now when white plays here, black can push through like this or like this. So it's still a problem for white. But probably black felt good about the position. Yeah, and he did his combination afterwards, which is fine. Double Hane, hit the vital point. Maybe here, white should play. Oh no, wait. White can play Atari like this, Hane, and it's alive. Yeah, no way to take away this ice. Because this Nobi didn't help. I mean, black obviously hit the ice stealing Tetsuji. And now the group can still survive by just playing this move. Connected to the bottom, it's all safe. The problem is, black got profit here. There's still a lot of territory on the left side, and this group on the right side, it's in trouble. So on territory, black is still okay, but at least it's not such a categoric win. Now it's nice to see what happened on the left side. How oh, black should actually capture the stone, because if this Atari take, connect, and the group on the left side, it's alive like this, and it's pretty much game over. But okay, black gave some chance, so that's a lot of profit here for white. Now this kind of cut, normally the way this cut will work is to play Hane. So when black cuts, you go out. If black plays here, you either connect or you Atari from behind and kill everything. Now, if black goes Atari here, you connect. If black goes here, you cut this way. And if he goes Atari here, you connect. Atari here, connect. He connects here, you answer. Now he needs to connect his stones. But it's time to leave in the top. Atari, Atari, Hane. And it's fine. I mean, you get a lot of profit on the bottom for free. So moving on. Push. Oh, you should turn to the right, because when he pushes here, you capture these guys anyway. Yeah, that was a little bit too much. Tuck, tuck. Yeah, it's time to rescue the top. Otherwise, it's too late. Oh, wait, Atari, Atari. Something can happen here. Or not much. Atari like this, that's fine. Ah. But how about this Atari, in fact? This would be the way to escape, because when black connects, white captures two stones. And if black plays here, white captures one stone, but in the meantime, these guys die inside. So that would be a spectacular escape by white, and also a lot of profit on the bottom. Now white is good again. Yeah, wrong Atari. Should go for the double Atari. So here, black kind of messed up. Yeah, black has to connect here first. And on this Atari, if black plays here, white captures a stone, and it's a problem, because white already makes eye shape. And yeah, there are twice. Oh, too bad to miss this. And now it's a huge call. Difficult to find threats. Actually, this is not such a big threat. It's better to push here, because once black captures the two stones in the center, you kill the top right and you will never die on the right side. So yeah, obviously he will give up the corner. Oh, this group almost died too. Now, in fact, it's good to play this move, because he might try to make eyes this way, but on the left side, you can just play Atari. So the group will die. I mean, this one can live in the corner, but it's much bigger to catch all these stones. Yeah, throw in didn't really kill, but it was good to catch the tail. Yeah, the lower left is dead anyway. This is big. Oh no, you should connect here. So when black captures one stone, then you take the tail. If black connects here, you come out and all those stones die. So this way, black will never push inside and catch the L group. Yeah, this is a small catch. Black obviously profit by playing here, and now you have a problem with those stones. First of all, white needs to connect here to stay alive, but black can capture another group. Yeah. Now the problem on the right side. Yeah, this is alive. Those are... instead of playing Atari, it's better to connect these guys. And you don't need to play Atari O2, because at some point you can play P1 and fight the ko. Like this, the position is finished, and now you still need a move to defend those guys. Yeah, that's pretty big too. The way to kill this corner is to play Hane. Create the L shape. When he plays here, just go inside, Hane, Hane, and then. It's much easier with the Hane because we have the L group, and no matter what black plays, he will be dead. This one can be risky sometimes. But okay, it's still dying here. Yeah, normally black has to play here, but then white goes in the corner and is the bent 4 formation, so he's dead anyway. And now, yeah, push and it's one eye, so no problem. Okay, now monkey jump. The way to block the monkey jump is to play Kosumi, then cut, then Atari, Atari again, and then the shape in the corner. So black keeps everything connected and also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 points in the corner. Playing like this, it's a bit risky. Because on this Atari, black made a mistake. Black should go in the corner. He's already connected. Nothing happens if white pushes and Atari and so on. And at this stage, white has to play Atari from behind. Then black can just capture stone, Atari again, connect, and white needs another move to leave in the corner. The solid connection. But the problem is, black can push through and catch the tail. So white loses those stones for no reason. Because normally, if you play directly here, those stones are connected. After Kosumi, cut, Atari, and Atari, or not even Atari, I mean just pull back and it's fine. It's 7 inside liberties in the top left corner. So this was dangerous, and black should play this move, then connect, and now the whole group is dead. So that's killable. Like this, he killed just the tail. Anyway, he killed too much. Oh, he didn't even kill the tail. Ah, yeah, because of this Atari, Dame Tsumari. But it's still fine. So what a roller coaster this game was. Yeah, so simple just to play here, or to play this one, and on this move, Atari, on this move, answer. There were many ways to live on the right side. But the tricky part was how to survive with the top group. And also in the Fuseki, I think white should go into the center much earlier and keep this right side safer. But the fights here on the left went really well for white. Anyway, lots of interesting tactics to check this game. Enjoy the review.